I know I talk a lot about negotiating marital estate division, child support, all the things that come before your final divorce decree is written up. But I had an experience with a client recently, and actually I've had this experience multiple times, but it just triggered my mind that maybe I should do a video about this particular topic today related to the divorce decree and the information, the financial information that goes into the divorce decree and the importance of it being clarified, the timing that the amounts that are being transferred relates to. Because what happens is oftentimes the negotiation process happens long before the decree is drafted up for various reasons, oftentimes because the attorneys take a while before they're able to get to writing it up, or the couple takes a while before they provide the agreed upon division of the estate to the attorneys to write up, or there are just a lot of edits, changes, other things to negotiate other than financial stuff that take a while longer after the financials have been gathered. All kinds of reasons. Those are just a few examples. So when you get to writing the divorce decree, and the divorce decree awards the various assets and debts to each of the spouses, it's very important to make sure that if an account, a financial institutional account, is being split, a portion of it is going to each of the spouses, that the date of the division is clarified in the decree. So let me be clearer about that. If one spouse has a retirement plan, a 401k plan with their employer that has $100,000 in it at the time of negotiation, and the negotiations result in the other spouse getting $25,000 from that account after the divorce is finalized, well, you can't make that transfer until after the divorce is final and the QDRO form has been executed. So there are legal documents that are required for that to be done, which can't be prepared and approved until after the divorce is finalized. So by the time that document gets executed, sometimes years later, because people oftentimes don't prioritize getting the other things done after the divorce is over because they're just tired and or don't realize what they need to do. So by the time the QDRO form gets executed, the account has in it $200,000 because of additional contributions and growth in the account that's occurred over that time. Well, if the other spouse is supposed to get $25,000 of that $100,000, that's 25% of the account as of the date that $100,000 was the balance in the account. If it grows to $200,000 without any contributions, then the spouse that gets $25,000, if the date's not clarified, then the spouse that gets $25,000 will still only get $25,000, even though the assets that were worth $25,000 at the time of it being $100,000 in the account are probably worth $50,000 or something significantly more than the $25,000. So the spouse then loses out on the growth if the date is not specified. So that's very important. And to make sure that you get the correct date too, because what I've also seen happen is when clients go to mediation, the mediated settlement agreement might be dated incorrectly on the date of the mediation when the statement date that was pulled was months before that. So even that can make a difference in how much of the assets in the retirement account get transferred at the time of transfer if it's not clarified correctly. So this can make a big difference in value. That $25,000 example is not unusual because, if it's invested in aggressive growth types of instruments that grow a lot over a year or two, if it takes that long before the document gets executed, then they lose out on all that growth in that time frame that they really deserved. Sometimes I see attorneys put language in the decrees that say plus any gains or losses since that time. And I think That's helpful as long as they're clarifying the date, the correct date of the statement or the balance in the account that was used at the time of negotiation, so that it's an apples to apples comparison and division. Follow me for more tips and tricks on how to divorce better.